Can you see if there's a way inside while you're up there?
Anything interesting, brother?
Hi. It's finished. Let's return to Astrid.
The land. It's alive again.
Yes, your garden grows again.
Freya, how did you...
It's okay, Astrid. It's time to move on.
Thank you, goddess. I do love you.
And I you.
You've done a great kindness.
A temporary one. The garden will die again.
All things do. That is no reason not to try.
What is it, Mimir?
That's nothing, brother. Just... You ever have those moments where you wish you could go back? Rewrite your own past, make different decisions?
Journey through time is more trouble than it is worth.
Ah, fair point. You're speaking metaphorically, right?
No.
Of course you're not.
No, we've actually time traveled already. Where the hell am I? Can I just, like... No. Of course not. Although, I don't know. Kratos' journey through time did end up helping out quite a bit. Although I suppose that depends a little bit on your definitions.
Mimir, I never asked how it felt to lose your head.
What would you have me say? That it tickled?
Merely curious.
If you wish to derive some satisfaction from my pain, I'm afraid you'll be disappointed. Kratos swung swift and true, didn't you, brother? I felt nary a scratch.
Shame.
I mean, she's multiple positive territory, probably about Falkenstein.
I know that face. You got something for me, don't ya?
And hey, Blue Fusion Bolt. I never did solve getting that thing over there. That's gonna stick in my craw, too. But whatever, we're just gonna let it go. Just gonna let it go. We apparently have 700 hours of this game left, so let's just
If
get
you
on with it.
don't need them, I can hold on to those Vanir crests for you.
Who's Lunda?
Appreciated. Lunda.
Right. Business time.
Here.
Oh, well, thank you so much. Elf has been itching to get her ball back all dang winter. It's her favorite hole.
What?
You...
Good thing you were so cautious, brother.
Quiet.
He's right, Mimir. Show respect. The squeaky toy could have been the death of us all.
And it nearly was.
Do not laugh.
It's hard not to, brother.
Try.
Okay. Okay. So, Brock, if Lunda can step between realms to travel about like you, I presume it must be the guild you know each other from.
Maybe. Or maybe I just showed her a few tricks while we were tying one on.
Or maybe I showed him. You don't know us, Clever Pants.
Lunda, would you happen to know how your light and dark elf friends came to be involved?
You mean Baitfair and Bala? Well, they were both imprisoned by one side or another, or maybe both. Escaped together, been on the run, and absolutely all over each other ever since.
A dark and light elf fleeing their people together. Quite a risk.
Being love's always a risk. That's what makes it fun.
You could say the same about hot cheese.
Lunda, what do you know of Birger the Traveler?
Not much. I ain't the talking type, really. But from what I can glean, he walked the path of the traveler for a time, then found out something that made him step off it. Hard.
Any idea what he saw?
No, I'm not sure, but I think he saw what was at the end of the path. And, didn't care much for it.
Finding out Odin was pulling their strings all along probably put a colossal kink in his codpiece.
Hey, Freya! How you doing?
I'm fine.
On that, madam, we are agreed.
What? Oh. Oh, thank you?
Anytime.
Ha! Lunda, you ain't changed one damn bit. Somebody ought to save these, even if the Vanir won't.
A good fit.
That'll keep your bits in all the right places.
We need Asgardian ingots to further upgrade our armor at this point. All right.
This crest. It's mine.
Yeah, time to go pilfer Asgard for a bit. Let's go turn this in really quick. Just while we're here.
You got some materials?
What?
I got some more stuff.
Is this?
Ravens. The ones we've been destroying. Odin's little spies.
Like the father of all, we swung from the tree. Wisdom gained father, servitude gained we.
Swung from the tree.
What do you suppose that means?
And here I thought you were good with riddles.
A gift of life, a gift in death.
Increases healing by a not insubstantial amount.
To his mother forever, the All-Father's breath.
Odin must have created these creatures. But how?
I haven't the foggiest. They came after my time with him. Or perhaps we should continue to destroy any of Odin's ravens we find.
Hey, Valerian.
Kratos, lady.
I suppose your skills are needed.
Probably, yeah, Dante Bronson. Like, programming-wise, there's no reason to render it at a certain point, right?
Are we off to find that elven sanctum then, or something else?
We certainly can. Though we do have something else that needs our attention.
Lead the way.
Here's the ultimate question. If we toss the axe, and then plane travel, does the axe follow us? Aww. Reminds me of an amusing scene in Thor 2. It's one of the only scenes that they actually did a good job with. Where he's, like, recalling the mace, then he gets portaled to another planet. And so the mace rather suddenly just goes straight up into space. For quite a while, actually, until he gets ported back down to Earth. And it's like, oh, he's back down here now. That whole film was problematic, but I admit I liked pretty much everything about that final battle. It was the only part of the film that felt good.
Most likely. Dad, what are we talking about in particular?
Giving up your body?
I regret exchanging my life for my freedom? That's a question I ask myself every day, my lady.
What about today?
Today? Glad to be out in the world. How else could I spend such quality time with you?
Okay, okay.
Yeah, the whole movie was honestly pretty damn bad. Except for occasionally when it was like, hey, let's be awesome. It's just like, okay. Weird freaking movie.
I always wondered, why was Freyr so revered here so quickly upon his first arrival?
Well, to begin with, it wasn't his first arrival. Very few know this, but Freyr was one of the earliest visitors to Alfheim, back in the dawn of realm travel.
Oh, bit before my time. You tell.
We believed for a long time that all the giants had died in the flood, until one of them appeared in Vanaheim. Her name was Gerd, and she came offering to teach us the secrets of traveling between realms using Bifrost light. Freyr became immediately infatuated with her. He always yearned to wander, and along came someone who could truly show him how. So, wander they did, exploring the world tree from root to branch. But one day, it came time for Gerd to wander away. Freyr was heartbroken, and resolved himself to perform some great feat to win her back. He set his aim on the grandest of gestures. He intended to be the first to find the elusive source of Bifrost light. And he succeeded, although quite by accident. Freyr believed he navigated best while fortified by a potent blend of Vanir herbs. When he wandered, he wandered.
He was high.
And he managed to wander from the World Tree directly into the Lake of Souls. The elves have never seen anybody come out of the lake before, so it got some attention.
Oh, That is bloody hilarious.
I don't know whether he worked his charms at that point or they just assumed him to be a great deity. But of course, he hadn't made this journey in search of responsibility, so he didn't stick around long. Still, the legend of his manifestation was passed along through the ages. It even endured after the Great Division, remembered by Light and Dark Elf alike. So when at last he returned, he was uniquely situated to gain the trust of both sides and help to create a truce. The problem was, both sides trusted only him. So the peace could only last as long as he stayed around to keep it. And with the long war dragging on without an end in sight, I suppose making any kind of peace was an irresistible notion for him. Even if it meant having to rule. Much of the sand has been cleared away, but another storm rages beyond that pass, which must mean...
Another half-goofa.
Thing. Listen, Lucas Morat, I'm doing the best I can, okay? My suckitude is raging.
Odd. It looks as though the Light Elves sealed off this section of the Barrens. Why?
Luckily for us, a very considerate goddess has enhanced our magic chisel, and we can unseal it.
My, that is lucky.
The forbidden sands lay beyond.
Contested territory, according to Bela, and another storm to endure.
See you around, Lucas Morat.
I remember when Freya and I traveled to this realm as children. The desert was healthy and full of life back then. I can't help but fear that era has ended for good and our efforts here are futile.
It's a fair concern. Healing this land will take more than a pair of singing half-goofa. But I have to believe, in the long run, we're doing right by Alfheim.
It was very eyebrow-raising, Pika. That squeaky toy could have been the death of us all.
Well, best we start looking for a way underground.
Keep a lookout for a cave!
Jewelry.
Oh? Put it on one of my horns. Let's see if I can pull it off.
No.
That's true. In the old God of War games, he probably would have killed her for that. Or worse, used her to solve a puzzle.
An elven library.
An archive of knowledge.
No sign of the Light Elves.
For now.
Maybe they've left for the day, and we can browse at our leisure.
Here. texts alone are not enough to end the Elven War. But restricting their access only serves those who wish to prolong it.
Taking a page out of Odin's book.
Aye. Quite the advantage for the Light Elves.
This book is sealed, but there is an inscription. Console.
Big Veer spoke of an exile of the same name. Odds are he'd like a gander at that particular text.
All this knowledge of their ancestors, their shared history, poetry, just sitting here, forgotten. What a waste.
We should burn it to the ground. Or, sorry.
So, these are the Valine schematics, eh?
You know of him.
Aye. One of the most gifted dwarven smiths around. Until he developed a conscience, anyhow.
Swatha.
Ah, it appears the librarian would like a word.
Lata Frambog.
Sounds like she wants that journal back.
No.
Behind you, brother! Use a shield strike, brother!
Did not seem to time this properly at all. Jesus! No. God damn it. Yeah, we're dead. I guess.
Left side, incoming!
I cannot seem to parry her attacks at all. Jesus. Doesn't help that it keeps putting my axe back on, which is throwing me. No.
Shield strike! Left side, Kratos!
Not enough to stun locks me either.
Left flank!
damn it.
Shield strike!
Watch your right! They're healing! Dios Alpha. I thought Megivita. How Gabroti not?
She thinks she's protecting them by hiding all this knowledge away.
Our ally wishes to read this journal. We are taking the book.
Okay, we're just gonna leave now.
I'm impressed. Thought you were going to end her.
When last we traveled here, after Faye passed, I killed an elf of great importance. The ramifications were dire for his people. I do not wish to make the same mistake twice.
If you ever needed proof that we're actually developing, there you go. Yeah, to quote Odin, Kratos just isn't fun anymore.
I see an entrance!
I don't know, that's a good question, Latara.
I hope Freyr will appreciate our work here in the desert. I wonder if he knows how poorly this realm has fared in his absence.
Aye. Hearing the Song of the Sands again is a rare privilege, even if it's only a solo act.
Or a duet, once this Hofgufa is free.
No, I'm not sure why that would qualify as a negative. Do you mind, like, explaining your reasoning?
This architecture. It is not of the Dark Elves.
An abandoned ancient settlement, by the looks of it. Built long before the Lightwell's creation.
More hive matter as well.
I'd say we're on the right track then.
She does have a separate upgrade tree. That's not what he means. At least I'm pretty sure that's not what he means. She plays, at least in controls, a lot like Atreus does. Stuff like that.
Blocked.
Could I reach it from down here?
This kind of hive material is sensitive to sound.
Gross.
When I last came here with you and Atreus, I assumed the absence of Alfheim's life was aberration. I didn't realize it was covered by hive matter.
Aye. And as far as the Dark Elves are concerned, it's that light column in the center of the temple that's the aberration. just look at how old some of these surfaces are. Far older than the Lightwell, or even our trapped Halfgipper for that matter.
That's quite the empathetic perspective, Mimir.
Well, dangle from a burly god's backside for a few winters, and you'll find yourself looking for all sorts of new perspectives.
More hive, but denser. Maybe the Twilight Stone on the ground will help. Well, there you go.
Wretch on the left! Cover! Wee bastard's about to explode!
Enemy! To your left!
Yeah, he just did not want to climb that. I don't know if you saw that. He was just like, no, I'm good. Just would not go up that ledge for some reason.
Behind you! Poison!
No. I was trying to go up the ledge, and it was just like, no. I'm really not sure what was going on there, but whatever, I suppose. We made it eventually.
Behind you! Incoming!
What do you mean, not 02? You mean the terrain interactables? It's a neat little thing.
This is the last.
Oh, you just mean the arena design. Can I help you? Ugh.
The Alpha!
Incoming! Above you!
Idles don't often travel underneath the Barrens, do they?
Territory changes hands often in Alfheim, or so it appears.
Big Veer did mention that these ruins have historical significance for the Light Elves. I assume they're only here to keep intruders out.
Well, at least they tried.
Neutral in classic D&D actually is really easy to understand. It is the absence of the emphasis on chaotic or lawful. Or good or evil, depending on which axis you're looking at. For example, someone, this is by the book, someone who is lawful good wants to do good and wants to do it orderly. Someone who's neutral good wants to do good. Someone who is chaotic good wants to do good and do it in a chaotic fashion.
I suspect the corpse below would disagree.
How'd it go, Blue Fusion? No sacrifice in vain. What turns a man neutral? Is it gold? Lust for power? Or is it a heart filled with neutrality? Well, I'll admit that I try to stay away from alignment discussions because they're some of the most long-standing arguments in D&D history. No, really. People cannot and never have agreed with what they mean, which is doubly funny because the rule books have, quite a while ago, come out with a no-really codifier of exactly what it means, and people still can't agree. That's why I always amend those statements with, by the rule book. So you understand I'm not giving my interpretation, but the one that's actually in the book. Oh, no.
Look there. That hive doesn't like sound, remember?
Good eye. Let's continue, shall we?
Yeah, there's also the fact that alignments have kind of stopped existing in D&D. They served good purpose originally, you know, back in the 70s, but they don't really serve much of a purpose anymore. I should also mention I've been house ruling alignments out of my games since the 90s at this point. Exactly, Lothario. Like I said, I just try to stay away from the whole argument at this point.
Up above! Poison!
Well, generally the way I would do it is you would have to be a paladin of something. Now, I know that's extremely vague, but that's on purpose. I allowed my players a huge amount of leniency on what they were a paladin of. Maybe it was an idea, or a concept, or an energy source, or a person, or a country. You know, whatever, essentially. Thus, how you become fallen is very obvious. You go against whatever it is you were sworn into. To use a really... Yeah, kind of how 5th edition does it now, actually, now that you say that. But, you know, if you're a paladin of... Ow... If you're a paladin of pain, that's a terrible example, but whatever, we'll go with it. Not adhering to that and trying to diminish people's pains or help them with that or something like that would probably be something that would lose you your paladinhood. Or if you're a paladin of Greece and you chose to side with Rome.
These half-goofers will allow them to breed again.
You get it.
It was a dazzling display once. The skies of Alfheim filled with their song.
I imagine it's the lack of fresh light that's caused this pair to grow abnormally large. No use in having babies if there's nothing for them to feed on.
Trying to protect their children from a harsh world. I can relate.
I mean, it makes sense, right, Dante Bronson? If you want to rock, you gotta rock. Oh, this is horrible.
I wonder if these two comprehend the choice they face once freed.
What choice do you speak of?
The life cycle of the Hofgufa. In order to breed, they must pass on their light to their children.
And without light, they will die.
I suppose that's all any of us can hope for in the end. That our death has purpose. That we can live on through our children. Well, given another chance, I know what choice I would make.
Freya, I love you, but, like, that's one of the dumbest things you've said today, and you've said a lot of dumb things in this game.
Good. Almost there.
Not the passing on thing. That's different. Like, what kind of frickin' life cycle does a species have where they can only ever die in order to have children? God, that's just terrible and not at all realistic. There's definitely no real-life creatures that have a similar life cycle. Doesn't exist. Doesn't exist. There's no such thing in real life. Wink, wink.
Well done. Time to set it loose.
Aye, back to the surface then. Mind you, watch out!
Left side, Kratos!
The pipe.
Used in many of Freyr's blessings, I imagine.
Yeah, no, I've noticed that I'm either falling behind the gear line or something. I thought I was keeping up since I literally cannot upgrade my armor any more than I currently have. Ditto with weapons. Then again, maybe I just suck. Who knows? Then again, we also have been doing a lot of optional stuff, so that might be it too. A lot of games make the optional stuff harder than the main stuff. Most games, I would say.
The fate of these creatures. It reminds me of a story.
Does it?
There once was a blacksmith whose king commanded him to construct a box that could contain all the evils of the world. But no metal could hold such power. So the blacksmith used the flame.
Kratos, is this a story meant to keep me safe?
Perhaps it is just a story. A way to pass the time.
I appreciate the sentiment, but, well, your stories,
What about my stories?
I wouldn't exactly call them a comfort.
Fair. Mimir is the better storyteller.
Now don't sell yourself short, brother. You've come a long way from the days of laconic fables.
It's okay. Finish your story, Kratos.
The blacksmith's daughter was the key to unlocking the box. He died trying to protect her from those who would open it.
Well, at least it's a relatable story.
In my defense, I didn't want to kill him, okay? I'm just saying. He attacked me. It was self-defense. I mean, I could see Freya and Kratos working out really well together. I don't see them pulling that trigger in this game. Now, the adventures of Freya and Kratos in Egypt. Tell me that doesn't sound cool.
It appears we've overstayed our welcome in Alfheim. Yet again.
Oh yeah, Kratos is totally gonna die. Wink, wink, wink.
Time to end this storm.
Think about it for a second. Atreus stays behind with Angerboda and the survivors in order to try and, you know, rebuild the Norse lands, the Norse myths, the realms, after we have smashed Odin and gotten rid of the corruption at the top. So, okay. So that's their story going forward. And then Kratos, who has been through a lot and, you know, wants to move on, along with Freya, who is pretty much a sympathetic soul at this point and also wants to move on and get out of here. Both of them just kind of leave and go on to the next realm. Which I want to be Egypt. Doesn't have to be romantic. Just has to be those two. Oh, and Atreus is probably going to go looking for the giants, too. Because they already mentioned there's other giants. Honestly, yeah, on Falkenstein. Now, that's a risky proposition, because if you split a franchise like that, both need to kind of handle themselves on their own. Pokemon's actually a good example of a franchise that has both succeeded and failed at this exact same concept. The Pokemon Mystery Dungeon and the Pokemon Rangers games kind of branched off in their own thing and were pretty legit. But then there's some of the other Pokemon games, like the Coliseum games, or I can't remember the name of it, which just kind of died on the vine, right? So it's risky, right? It's risky, but I think it'd be worth the risk in this case. Free.
If my stories are of no comfort, take solace in knowing you did what you thought was best for your son's safety. Even these creatures know there is little choice for a parent. You are not alone.
I'm not, am I? And now neither are they.
The only two that I think they absolutely shouldn't do are Christian, I explained that, and Lovecraftian. The former because that'd just be a hornet's nest.
Incredible.
The Song of the Sands. Well, didn't know I could get misty. It's beautiful.
And the latter because it doesn't fit.
Thank you, Kratos. This land sings once more. We've done good here.
No rush to leave yet, is there? Who knows what kind of adventures await us in our freshly lit barrens?
And there's your Cthulhu right there. What I want is irrelevant, Dark Day. There's actually a lot of myths left if you really start digging into it. The question is how many myths are well known. A lot of people are familiar with Norse myth, even if they don't know it, if at least in part thanks to the MCU. And Egyptian myth has been relatively well known thanks to Egypt's center of focus for a lot of history. So, those two are kind of obvious, and Greek, obviously, which is very, very popular in Western education. So those big three, those are easy. But there's a lot of other myths out there. See, Hazardous brings up the other question. What do we do with, or do we go into less well-known myths? And the problem with that is, they're not going to do that, because this is a AAA franchise being pushed out by Sony, one of the least risk-taking major publishers out there. So, no, they're gonna go with Egypt next. Come on. Unfortunately, historically speaking, the opposite tends to be true, not Zero. Generally, if you have a winner, if you have a bread and butter game or franchise, or a cash cow, you have more restrictions on you, not less.
Kratos, tell me of an adversary from your homeland. It will serve us well if I understand more of your battle tactics.
There was Medusa, queen of the Gorgons. Her gaze turned men to stone. A mirror would turn her own powers against her. Or, you may remove her head, but that is the hard way.
Which did you choose?
The hard way.
Forget I asked.
It was a useful tool. What do you want from me? I don't understand that question, Natsuro. Avatar 2 was bad because it was a bad film. Unless you mean why am I pissed at Avatar 2, which is kind of more complicated. Sorry, I shouldn't say bad film. It was a popcorn film. You know, it's funny, I was just thinking about you, Giga Pudding, because I remember you went off when you saw Avatar 2. I guess back home. No, it's okay, Giga, it's just funny. It was so memorable that it came to my mind immediately.
Well, brother, before you see the lad again, might we discuss an approach?
He will tell me where he has been. That is my approach.
Ah, classic Spartan diplomacy.
Wait. Did you say Odin invited him to Asgard, and then he disappeared for 2 days?
Aye, but surely the lad's got more sense than to...
Don't underestimate Odin's powers of persuasion. He filled my son's head with lies. Why wouldn't he do the same with yours?
Well, that's not terrible.
And you tell that one-eyed nutsucker he owes me one.
Fight me now and eternally.
Well, looky there. Glad you could make the trip, your goddessness. I put your sigil magic on the young turd's bow, but then he and Sindri got into it over something. I don't rightly know who's yelling at who in there, but I figure they both got it coming.
So, unfortunately, I think it's actually evenly split, not zero. On the one hand, James Cameron... You know how I divide even non-interactive media into story and gameplay? Story is the meat of, you know, the episode or the movie or whatever, and gameplay is the execution of it. Things like camera usage, cinematography, visual effects, that kind of stuff, right? The vehicle of the story versus the story itself. Make sense? James Cameron has never been big on story, but he's always been very big on gameplay. That's been true all the way back in the 80s. So, him focusing to the point of near insanity on the gameplay axis for both Avatar 1 and Avatar 2, that makes perfect sense to me. But the other half of the equation there is that Avatar 1 made too much money. And I stress it that way. Too much money, as I've talked about many times. So, the various people who were green flagging the next movie, Avatar 2, were pretty stringent on what was going to be allowed into it. And they had certain requirements for what had to be in it. So, I would say the blame is quite literally 50-50. Does that answer you? How much would you have to donate for me to watch Avatar The Last Airbender is getting another movie? Why? The last one. Ah. Yeah, let's go apologize to Ratatosk really quick. Yeah, like, it's so easy to understand this problem. If you wonder why I get so pissed at Avatar 2 and Avatar 1, how many of you know what the most watched video on YouTube is? Some of you probably do. Yeah, it's something boring. I'm not even going to tell you what it is. You can find it out if you want. It might have changed since then. I'm not sure if that's still true, but it's something really stupid. And the problem there is that not only does it obviously not deserve its title of most watched video ever, but at a certain point, momentum carries things. The reason those videos, there's like 3 actually, are the most watched videos on YouTube is because they're the most watched videos on YouTube. So their momentum just carries them, and they keep getting recommended, and then people keep going and looking at them, which just keeps increasing the view count forever. It's the same thing with things like Avatar. Avatar got tons and tons of money and funding because it was being backed by James Cameron and happened to be one of the early pushers of 3D. So a lot of studios put some weight into really advertising it, and it looked very pretty. And some people just want a nice popcorn film to relax to. No judgment. But that's how it got started. That's how the ball started going down the hill. But once it started going down the hill, it's like, oh my God, we got to see Avatar because nobody will shut up about it. And then it just kept going and going and going and going and going. You get it? Avatar absolutely did not deserve to be. I think it actually technically still is the best-selling film of all time, depending on which metrics you use. And Avatar 2 does not deserve to be in the running for the same reason. Forgive me, it pisses me off.
Hello! Good to see the chimes working as intended.
Endgame actually surpassed Avatar briefly, and then, and this is so petty and spiteful, they did a theatrical re-release of Avatar just so it could go right back over the line again. You may not like Endgame, and that's fine, but as a film-going experience, Endgame absolutely stomps Avatar into the ground. Beats the brakes right off of it. And Avatar is still the winner of that race. God, that pisses me off.
So, who else are we likely to encounter amongst your detachable emotional apparitions?
Well, there's certainly no avoiding anxiety.
Oh no. Why are you talking about me? What did I do? Oh, you should have heard the shit they were talking. Savage. What? Oh dear, oh dear.
There was no such talk. Shame on you, Bitter.
Are you sure?
Yes, Anxious. No opprobrium to be found in this discourse. I was merely making your acquaintance with our adventuring friends here.
Ah, people!
Well, there it is. Until we meet again.
I don't think I want to meet the anxiety version of me. Or anybody, actually.
Well, come on, then. Hey, Tyr! Wake up! You got company. Now, why don't you just make yourself at home in Sindri's so-called study over yonder?
You're sure he won't mind?
Mine? You'll be thrilled. Joint's getting classier by the day.
Can it be? I never thought I'd have the pleasure of seeing you again, Frigg.
Don't call me that. I haven't been that person in a long time. But I'm happy to see you too. I'd feared the worst for so long, what you must have been through.
Nothing so bad as what you've suffered. Freya, I am so sorry to hear what happened to Baldur. He was only a boy when I saw him last, but I know he meant more to you than anything.
Yes.
And to forbear your vengeance in this way, it's truly an inspiration for those of us who believe in peace.
The only peace these realms will ever know is once Odin is gone. Believe in that.
So you're not here to prevent Ragnarok, you're here to bring it about.
I'm here to make sure Odin doesn't hurt anyone, the way he hurt us.
I can see I've upset you. Forgive me. I am far removed from my days of diplomacy.
Getting shoved over here. He is taller than me. Although I imagine Kratos is probably stronger in the final equation. Especially if he's angry.
Dug up some new blueprints for you.
Would have been a shame to have left that behind.
Not too shabby having a proper goddess around the house. Try to stay on her good side this time, why don't you?
Hey.
What you need now?
Actually, fair enough. The legendary god killer. Or someone who refuses to fight back. Yeah, Kratos' grandfather was pretty big. Yeah, we are fully upgraded. As good as we're getting. What do I have equipped right now? Meh.
That'll mess some folks up. And now for the goddess. Big man?
I don't know. I guess Gaia does qualify, yeah. Fine, what? I was actually wondering about that, Dante Bronson. Unfortunately, I don't think I have the anything, really, for that.
I truly thought we'd seen the last of Tyr. Perhaps there really is cause for hope.
Nope, we're all dead. Congratulations, Michael.
You better screw his head back on, and I mean tightly. So you're back.
Are you ready to answer me?
About what?
Where did you go? Who did you see? Was it Odin?
What? Is that what you think?
Do you deny it? Answer me! Did you go to Asgard?
No! Of course not! But so what if I did? It's my future, it's my life.
You are my son!
Then why don't you trust me?
If you want me to trust you, then tell me the truth.
The truth is you're being a complete asshole!
Laddie, you know that's no way to change a man's mind.
He doesn't have any faith in me. It's fine if he keeps secrets. It's fine if Mom did.
It is not fine! Her secrets haunt every step of this path.
Oh, okay. So you don't believe in her anymore either?
This is not about your mother. What you have done is lie.
Wonder where I learned that.
That's quite enough.
Since when do you always take his side?
Since he became the one making sense.
Look, I was only thinking about going to Odin, but I swear it's for a good reason.
There is no good reason to go to Odin.
He'll only cloud your mind.
But I'd be going for us. I gotta stop something bad from happening.
Something bad did happen. Look at me, at Freya, at Tyr. Odin did this to us.
What's got everyone caterwauling all of a sudden?
Atreus wants to go to Asgard.
Asgard? Get kicked in the head or something?
Great. I guess everybody's against me now.
You must choose who you are going to be. Are you going to continue to lie and keep things from me? Or are you my son?
Choose? I never get to choose. Just leave me alone.
Listen.
Let go of me!
Listen!
I said let go!
What the fuck?
Atreus! It's Sindri. Just try to keep control.
Come on! Boy!
First time he's called him that this whole game.
Great.
Ugh, double great.
Cold. Lots of Hellwalkers. Definitely in Midgard. Keep it coming. You're just helping me stay warm. Yep. Home sweet home. Gotta find some shelter.
Unfortunately, that whole scene makes perfect sense.
These things! When did it get so bad out here?
Everybody in that room, asterisk, is against Atreus' ideas. And the problem is, Atreus is at a point in his life where he is feeling very marginalized. And he's 14 years old. Like, there's no getting around that. We are all very stupid when we're 14.
At least something out here doesn't want to kill me.
Yeah, the problem here is this is terrible. This is the perfect moment for Odin to sweep in and be kind and understanding and tolerant and respectful. Treat him like he matters. Treat him like his opinion's important. Call him champion. Say, maybe you do have something worth telling. Maybe the others just don't really see it the way you do.
Just need someplace warm.
Yeah, this is the moment for Odin to take him under his wing. And that's gonna suck. Yeah, no, someone who's an abuser, like we've seen Odin, we've found out Odin to be in the background. This is his moment.
That doesn't look good. What is this thing? Some kind of white? What is it you want?
father just doesn't understand you, Atreus. But I do. God, yeah, this... And what's really awful is... Kratos is a intelligent, wise, experienced person who probably understands exactly what Atreus is going through. But he is also so afraid of the situation that he can't possibly bring himself to treat it like a reasonable and normal adult. He is, after all, still not a good father. He's still working on that. God damn it. Really? Yeah, I would say Kratos is honestly in a state of, honest to God, panic at this point. Did you notice his body language? When he confronts Atreus, the first thing he says is, you know, did you go to Asgard? Did you go to Odin? And Atreus didn't respond immediately. So Kratos got a lot more tense and a lot more angry very quickly because he was like, oh god, oh god, oh god, he's actually gone to Odin. And while Kratos probably doesn't have the level of understanding of Odin that we do, he certainly knows what Zeus was like.
More ravens. You trying to tell me something?
Yep, and here comes the ravens. I saw that coming. God damn it! And boy, do I mean that literally.
First, he thinks I've been to Asgard. Then, lying. I'm trying to save your life, you big jerk! Gotta get out of the cold.
Listen, Giga, it's not my fault. It's Avatar 2's fault. That's right, Avatar 2 is responsible for the events in a fictional video game. That's how bad that movie was. Any questions? Yeah, I noticed there's a lot of fear going around, just in all directions in this game. Or don't, that's cool too. I mean, fear was a huge narrative point of the original trilogy. Absolutely, in essence. To be very blunt, in a game where the story takes so much of the front stage, there probably should have been an IGN mode. I probably wouldn't use it because that'd just get boring. But it should be a thing.
Where could I go? If I go to Asgard, following the prophecy where Father ends up dead, if I stay locked up at home, there's nothing I can do to stop it. I guess in Asgard, I could at least keep an eye on Odin.
Oh, God.
Find out his plan. Get control of this.
Like, I'm not your uncle.
Who am I kidding? I can't go to Asgard.
Or your father or anything. But no, 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 no. Just, come on, Atreus, come on.
Wait, are those red leaves? Freya's house. Oh, no.
Well, it used to be.
Charlie? No. Charlie! Please. Please! Charlie! guy. I'm here now. Don't you worry. I need to get you warm. You're gonna have to stand to let me into that house. Think you can do that? Come on, Charlie. You have to do this. I can't help if you don't... Emily! Emily! Good boy.
Thanks, Charlie.
What a mess. I know, buddy. I know. It's cold in here. I should close that window before snooping around. Freya hasn't been checking on you? Right. Too busy hunting us down. Come on. Let's get you warmed up. Should be able to make a fire from all this mess. Wow.
Oh yeah, real quick. Some of you know that one of the most common negatives I give to the narrative of a game is what I call fake drama. This is the opposite of that. No, really. Like, that's... I guess it's not the opposite. It's the inverse. It's how you do actual drama. It's why fake drama pisses me off so much. Because real drama is impacting and powerful. That's why so many writers want to do it. Fake drama is... drama. Nobody wants that.
It's beautiful. Never seen anything like this around here before. From her home in Vanaheim? She must have really missed it. Valkyrie armor? Does this go with the wings on the wall? From her friend? Wonder what happened to her. Is this Baldur's? Wonder how Father was able to earn her forgiveness. I can't believe she never came back to check on her house. To check on you. That's not an excuse.
Let's get some warmth through this poor turtle, yeah?
You're welcome. Where do I go now? I can't stay. I just can't let my dad die too. There's gotta be something.
Don't go to Asgard. Don't go to Asgard. Whatever you do, kid. Yeah.
It's okay, buddy. I think he's here for me.
Yeah.
I'll be okay. I think. Okay. I'm ready. Take me to him.
Well, the worst possible thing happened. Great. Positive number 22, Lord Harriman. I have no idea, Latari. We don't know the rules of the setting.
Should have learned to swim before Midgard froze over.
So there's not really a believes in. There's a I don't know the rules of the setting.
Hello? I'm here. Odin? Bird. Is this Asgard? Hey, wait up!
Damn it. Yep, Avatar 2 is why he did this.
The wall! This is Asgard. Hold on! I'm coming! Oh! You don't seem friendly.
Yeah, let's not.
You can't kill what you can't catch! Yeah! Danger! I know! Got it! I see him!
Could you, like, leave me alone for 5 seconds, please? Ah, shoot, I have to kill these. Alright, fine. Yeah, someone earlier mentioned enemy variety as a positive. I could see one, but not more than one, I don't think. There's a lot of repeat enemies in this game. Like, a lot.
Well, this might be the craziest thing I've ever done. But if that's what it takes to change Father's fate... What am I gonna say to Odin? Hi. I came to be your apprentice, I guess? But it doesn't mean I, like, serve you now. Not in a foretold by prophecy kind of way.
I mean, they are Anosians, I agree. You'll notice if you look at the document that the biggest source of negative so far is the core combat. Yeah, this isn't crazy. This is very stupid. Still understandable. I forget what it's called. It's not sunk cost, but it's related to it. It's something that is usually talked about in human psychology when it comes to criminals. You've already committed the crime, the cops are already after you, so things are already as bad as they can get. Therefore, why not keep going?
Bet it's safer on the other side of that wall.
It's something that,
How do I get past the wall?
tends to go through the mind of a child very frequently. Well, I'm already in trouble, so screw it. And, no. Learning the distinction there is, Yeah, that's a thing. Yeah, beyond the point of no return. And yeah, that's the other thing.
A mere story about Hrimthur. The stonemason's son built a flaw into it. He only told Frey about it, and I didn't think to ask. Hold on, how was Frey at the house? Did she move in with us? You know what? Focus, Loki.
Yeah, you decided to run away from home, kid. You're past that point. Yeah, most kids do not understand how bad can get. And I kind of hope they never do, because bad can go really far down.
Father would just burn this away with his blades. But what can I do?
Yeah. Every time you think you found the floor,
Maybe that sigil magic on my bow can help.
someone tosses you a...
Frog say.
Oh my god.
Ow! If I could just get that fire to spread to the bramble.
Someone tosses you a shovel.
There we go.
I mean, I am speaking
That sounds like people.
very personally. I've had at least 3 distinct experiences in my life that I thought were the worst thing I'd ever experienced. And then I found something worse. Fine, I'll do the chest. The first of those 3 was starving on the streets. I'm not saying that for sympathy. I'm trying to emphasize the point of just how far down can go.
Helka!
Oh god, yeah. What's Thor gonna think of all this? A splintered sigil. Eh.
You need help? You look a little lost.
Oh. I'm just getting my bearings.
Well, there's nothing to see this way except the big wall.
Is there a gate to go through?
Nope. Not unless you're an Aesir god, but I guess you'd know that if you were an Aesir god.
Me? No. I'm from Midgard.
What? No shit. Me too. I'm Skildir.
Loki. Hang on. Are you all from Midgard?
Yep. The,
Oh god.
All saved us from the desolation. Gave us a safe place to settle, but we don't go in there. Can't get into the city unless you know magic. You don't know magic, do you?
A little bit, yeah.
What? No shit. You walk through walls?
Not yet.
Ah.
Couldn't I just climb over it?
That? Without any gear? No. Aren't you afraid of dying?
Well, yeah. I mean, look at that. But Odin awaits.
Wait, you know the Allfather?
I'm sort of his apprentice.
No shit! What is he teaching you?
I'm not sure.
Well, how many other students?
I don't know.
How long you stayed? You don't know. Okay.
I'm gonna go climb that wall now.
Well, this I gotta see. Need help?
Appreciate it, but I gotta go alone.
Oh, I wasn't gonna climb with you. I may owe Odin my life, but I don't owe him my death. Not that I think you're gonna fall. Forget I said anything. Is that Hugin?
Okay, so in case I have to explain this out loud. This is why I think Odin is worse than Zeus. This is a personal kind of evil. So first of all, it's a violation of the concept of sanctuary, which you know me, I'm very big on. He gets to play savior, gets to have the people venerate and worship him and be all thankful and enjoy the good PR thereof, which of course I'm sure someone like Odin would be into given how tiny his dick is. But then there's a whole bunch of innocent civilian refugees on the outside of his wall at his realm at a time in which he's afraid of Ragnarok, which is a war that's going to be brought to his doorstep to kill him. These are meat shields. He has... These are... just...
Hugin your guide?
Who?
Odin's Raven. You know, from Hugin and Moonin. Pretty good guy. Though, not sure he'll know too much about climbing.
What, the refugees from Midgard? No, I don't think so, Magister.
Well, Loki, you seem like a good guy. I really hope I am not about to watch you die.
Thanks. Me too.
You know not to look down, right?
I like looking down. Shows me how much progress I've made.
Wow. Yeah, that's great. Can I use that? I mean, a little ironic, last words, but...
What was that?
Nothing. Hey, you're doing great.
That's another thing. This would be another great way. So he gets the veneration, which soothes his ego. He gets the meat shields, and now he gets this wonderful little thing to show Atreus. Look at how nice I'm being. Look at all these people I'm helping, instead of staying hidden like your father. All he wants to bring is war. You remember one of the things, this has been sticking out for me. They keep doing this whole peace versus war thing, right? Do you notice that one of the things that Odin wouldn't shut up about is peace? He said it like 3 times during his cutscene.
You can do it, Loki!
Thanks, Gilder. Hope you're right.
That's a corpse. Sure. I mean, this is assuredly why he made him portal in outside the wall. So he could see
I can do this.
that refugee camp.
Just keep climbing.
The really unfortunate reality is that while peace is what we in the business would refer to as a good thing, the fact of the matter is that peace is also a very valuable tool of extraordinarily evil, intelligent people. Because peace
Hey, Hugin.
is what they
I
want.
suppose you'd like to pass the time by telling a story, would ya? Yeah, that's what I thought you'd say. White, up here?
Yeah, peace at any cost. There's other words for that.
Alka!
I do not like fighting as a Atreus anymore. Oh my god. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Odin wins no matter what happens here. The wedge has already been driven between Atreus and Kratos, and if Atreus dies,
let's get that chain down.
Well, then he wins. And if Atreus lives and becomes part of him, then he lives. Probably. Dear White Noise. You're probably right.
Yeah.
But I'm doing primarily ranged combat with a controller. Come on. Okay. That's... You gotta... There you go.
I wonder why I can't hear your thoughts. Sure seemed like Odin could. That was you in our cabin, right? You and your brother, I guess? Taking that for a yes.
At least we lit the fire before we left. I thought about it, Van Falkenstein.
And?
But this is a widely requested, well-funded run.
I bet I'm past the worst of it now.
So that took priority. We also don't even have word of the PC release. So that's a who knows.
Or not. Want to just let me pass through? No? Have it your way. Good luck.
Oh god, no kidding, Suju. Without the extra context we have from people's stories, he seems reasonable. Unlike Zeus, who is very, very overt in his evil. Odin is just as likely to try and bargain with you and sit down and chat with you. What, like, contextually, Lothario? I have no idea. I first heard of spoilers back in the 80s. So, sometime before then.
Yeah, up. I get it.
A voice acting positive just for David Lodge. I don't think I could have swung that just because he had too few scenes to really justify it. In fact, he had two. One at the beginning and the one at the end.
Whoa. Okay. These are connected.
Nevertheless, hi, Disco.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think. Gotta do both sides, though.
I do apologize, although I thank you for not, well, being a dick about it, as someone did in my comments this very morning.
Nice. This might work. Here we go. Made it! Ah! Welcome for West! Jump up! Hey, you get to fly. I'm doing what I can.
Congrats, Disco. Don't worry about it, Papanese. It was one of those moron comments. I even made fun of it on stream.
Huh. Don't see any more shortcuts. Just gotta climb a little further. Maybe a lot further. But I've come this far.
At this point, it's quite literally better to just keep going. It's not like just going back down.
How about I tell you a story? Once there was a giant named Loki who thought it'd be a good idea to accept Odin's invitation to Asgard.
He was very stupid.
So, Odin tested Loki, expecting him to climb by himself all the way up Hrimthur's wall. So, what did Loki do? He kept climbing. He just kept climbing. His arms hurt. His fingers went numb. It got hard to breathe. Loki kept climbing. One foothold at a time. All the way to the top.
Okay, if he could just save his father's life, it'll be worth it.
Nowhere to go but up. Okay, okay. Keep going. Come on. Can't stop now.
I mean, pausing for a breather would probably be a good thing if you could find, like, a spot like that right there.
Come on.
No? Okay.
Okay. I can do this. I can do this. Almost there.
It's not going to be Odin. Question is, who's it going to be?
Hello.
Hi.
So, what part of the enormous wall made you think, oh, visitors must be welcome?
I was sent for, actually. By Odin?
The Allfather sent for you. Huh. Great.
Oh, he's an asshole.
Then why are you out there? And not in here?
Why don't we ask them together? Ah!
Are you finished? Now, what could Odin, Allfather, King of the Aesir, possibly want with the likes of you?
That's between me and Odin.
You don't even know, do you?
Think you could pull me up, or...
No, I don't think I will. I think maybe I'll drop you.
No.
Yes, I'm going to drop you. Goodbye.
Wait. Think how mad the Allfather's gonna be when he finds out you killed his guest. Loki of the Jotnar?
The Jotnar. Enemy of my people.
I am not your enemy.
I will be the judge of that. This way, Loki of the Jotnar.
Wait, is that Gjallarhorn? Are you Heimdall?
Obviously.
This asshole is Heimdall? I could prefer him better when he's black.
Now feel free to drink in the splendor of Asgard. This is a rare sight for outsiders. especially giants. Yes, why not steal anything that is not nailed down? That is sure to impress your hosts.
That's a tiny realm. Good lord.
Oh, now join me on the platform, won't you? The Allfather doesn't like to be kept waiting.
I mean, I actually...
Just ask your questions already.
I really like Idris Elba as an actor, so of course that's my first thought when I think of Heimdall, but holy crap.
How'd you know I had questions?
It is my job. Next question.
What is your job?
I protect the realm I love from trouble.
And you think I'm trouble? You just met me.
And I can already see you are eager to prove yourself. Way too eager. Probably due to an overshadowing father figure you can never live up to.
Good guess.
I would also guess that you are disrespectful, entitled, and impulsive.
You don't know me at all. I help people.
Oh, you are here to help people. No. You are here to help yourself. To manipulate and lie to whoever you have to get what you want. I know you're young. Your voice probably dropped while you were climbing the wall, but what a twisted little soul you have. You are chaos in a spiffy archer suit. I watch your mouth move and I see cities burning. Nothing good is going to come from your being in Asgard.
Interesting.
That said, if you are here to aid the Allfather and have no treacherous intent, I guess that makes us allies.
I'd probably pursue every legal means at my disposal to bring it down, Disco.
Who loves me the most? Who loves me the most?
Wow, that's almost as impressive as Baldur taming a dragon.
Baldur had the luxury of not caring how badly he got burned. I outthink them. Dominate them fair and square.
All about the domination.
Whoa. Are these all Aesir gods?
What? You think all Aesir are gods?
But Skilder told me that
Oh,
only...
well, if Skilder told you, clearly whoever that is must be the authority on Aesir gods, not the Aesir god you are currently talking to. You literally know nothing of our culture, do you?
I know lots of things. I know a giant built that wall.
A giant built the wall that keeps out the giants.
Hrimthur, son of Thamur. I know the whole story.
Really? I truly cannot wait for you to regale me with the revisionist tales of Asgard's architectural history.
Is that Odin's palace?
Palace? Do you think the All-Father needs to puff himself up like some mortal chieftain?
Yes.
I guess not.
That is the Great Lodge, which the All-Father built with his own hands. I'm sorry if that is a letdown for you.
No, trophy time.
Real power, you see, does not need to flaunt.
That's true, which makes you wonder why Odin flaunts it constantly.
It emerges when the time is right. Don't you agree? Ah! Hey! Whoa! Ah! Hey! Helmets! I brought you a practice dummy.
I thought we were going to Odin!
You see, the thing is, you too have treacherous intent. So I am not letting you anywhere near the Alpha. Oh, very nice. It moves like that. It's a wonder that the Jotnar lost every war they ever fought. Ah! Good boy. That is what he deserves. That's right. Show me all of your stupid little tricks. knows who's next.
You sure you want to keep our father waiting?
Funny thing, I am sure about that. Yes, I am feeling very sure, matter of fact. You were counting on that to protect you? Guess those arms could not lift a real shield. Oh no! Arrow! How fearsome!
You're not gonna stop me from seeing Odin!
You'll be seeing him from your grave.
What? That doesn't even make sense!
Oh! That one felt special. Hope that was not the last trick you had. Oh! Is that it? Is this all you have to show me, Jotun?
Interesting. He has absolutely no style or skill whatsoever. He can just avoid shots.
I do have to say, Loki, I am profoundly unimpressed. You should probably stay down. Great.
Knock it off. Like it or not, he's Allfather's guest.
I thought I smelled something.
Take one more step, you're not gonna like how this ends.
Really?
Still got the wound on his gut.
And how do you intend to stop me?
Look into my eyes. You tell me.
You are a sick man.
Loki, you made it. I am so honored. I see you've met Heimdall. He reads minds for me.
The boy is false, Allfather.
This young man, who is my guest, is covered in mud. Care to explain?
He means to betray you.
Is that true, Loki? You a little trickster? I'm just messing around. Of course he means to betray me, huh? Heimdall? Why else would he come? I've given him no reason to trust me. Not yet. But he's got some very big questions. And I have so many answers to give. What are you up to? Dismissed. Go.
Gladly.
And you, clean yourself up.
But Allfather.
Oh, Heimdall, will you just relax? Were you intending on killing me first thing? See? What, that's not good enough for you? Get out of here.
God, he's so evil. Oh my God.
He's a lot, I know. Very perceptive, but sometimes he just forgets to think, you know? Hey, I got some places to be.
God, oh God, he set this up so perfectly. It's so disgusting how much he has lined these dominoes up in order. Yeah, I was gonna say, I think we're seeing that both Heimdall and Thor are a direct consequence of Odin. It just... Ah! Okay, okay. Okay, so, hang on. Give me a moment, Because this is a non-interactive. Or rather, an interactive. I already wrote that down, right? Yes, I did. Okay, good. Okay, so, let's put this under cutscene. That was more than just a moment. I mean, I could see that trophy time. I wouldn't have gone that way personally, but I could see it. Is he on the list? Here we go. He's on that list. Not sure about Heimdall yet. I'll have to debate him. Just, yeah, you know what? That goes under plot. Don't forget, he also spends the whole sequence, like when he finally shows up. Notice Odin teleports in. Could have shown up at any time. But he doesn't show up until he's pretty sure that things have been lined up properly. He lets Thor walk in first to save him from Heimdall, showing that while he's got a couple of loose cannons, you know, he's still got people who work for him who are decent. So, you know, it's not like I've got nothing but rabid dogs working for me, right? Cool, cool. Okay. And just even tiny little details. Like, I love that bit where he turned to look where Heimdall was, and they'd be like, ugh, and then turn to where Heimdall is, as if he didn't know. Just the whole thing is what we call disarming. That's a brilliant word for how Odin is portraying him here. Or Odin is being portrayed, excuse me. He's just, you know. Like, really, I mean, are you gonna shoot me? Are you gonna kill me immediately? Are you gonna kill me? Is that what this is? No, he's not. Is that good enough? He's not gonna kill me immediately? I mean, of course he's gonna betray me. Duh. A stupid statement as that. And God, that's just messed up. All right, continuing.
So how'd your father take the news that you decided to accept my invitation?
And what's the first thing he says? God, he's so good at poking at wounds. Have you noticed that? He is so good at saying just the right thing to throw people off balance emotionally and to get them into a weaker state, which is, once again, a very typical strategy of an abuser.
Don't think we should talk about my father.
Not well, huh? Can't blame him. Between my ex-wife and my disgruntled former employee, he's not exactly getting an unbiased view. But you're curious, open-minded. That's important. Meest, carry on. Pretend I'm not here. If I'm being honest with you, Loki, you're lucky my offer still stands after you went and sprung Tyr. But I suppose spending time with him is punishment enough, isn't it? At least Mimir never lost his sense of humor. But look, that's all behind us now. I like to keep looking forward. Hey! I want them trained, not decapitated. Just keep it below the neck, all right? Is that really what you do when I'm not here?
All, Father.
Queen Gná.
The Einherjar are ready for your blessings.
That's why I'm here, isn't it?
Guess there's a new Valkyrie Queen.
Great soldiers, these Einherjar. But they tend to come out of Valhalla a little foggy. I do what I can for them, help them remember who they were in life. That's important, don't you think? A sense of identity gives things meaning.
Notice that he doesn't say, I enslaved them and turned them into my warriors to fight in my army for me. He says, I like to help them remember who they were. Help them refine their identity. And yeah, he's such a nice guy.
Moon Thinafen, Hrothgar. Moon Thinafen, Gorm. Moon Thinafen, Tiana. Okay, next up.
Bit of a walk and talk.
The books. Good. Those are for him. I understand you're an avid reader. These are just a few things for my personal collection.
Thanks.
Jurgen, those better not be mushrooms I smell.
Listen, I appreciate your offer, but I'm really not sure what you're expecting from me.
Right now, you're just visiting, Loki. One step at a time.
Oh, God, that's so horrible. I'm glad you're here too, Trophy Time. Oh, my God. How many of you have actually watched The Godfather? Part 1, the first one. There's this scene, which I've noticed several people have not actually, never understood. It's the scene where the Godfather, the guy approaches him, right? This is very minor spoiler. It's the first scene of the film. Guy approaches him and is like, hey, I have a grievance with someone. I want to pay you to kill him. The Godfather says, that's insulting. No, that's not how that works. I'm going to go kill this guy for you because you're family. Well, what do I owe you? You don't owe me anything. Yeah. Just, oh, God. Yeah, family help each other out. That's because that's what we are, is family. So, you know, why don't you, just keep an open mind on that kind of a thing.
Steady there, Carl.
But with all respect, you need to know, I came to study, not to serve.
Another servant is the last thing I need. I need someone with drive, with curiosity, someone who'll take initiative. That looks good. Is that braised?
But why me? Is it because I'm half giant?
Big deal. So's Thor. Erlen, try to stay awake for me.
Okay, but...
Look, don't overthink it. I have a project I think you'll be interested in. A major learning opportunity for both of us.
What about my family, my friends? I need to know nobody's gonna get hurt.
Why would I hurt anybody? A truce is all I've been asking for from the start, if you recall. Look, you're here now. Stop worrying. It's all gonna be fine. Almost to your room.
My room?
Yep, just over here. Feel free to come and go. Take what you need, poke around as you please. You're not my prisoner. And more importantly, I am not your father.
Allfather, there's a situation that needs your attention.
Sif, you missed welcoming our new house guest. Say hello to Loki.
This is him? Here. In our home. How nice.
My diplomat. Everything all right in New Midgard?
The refugees are fine. The situation is with the dwarves. You know who is back.
Yeah, it's always something. Put those books down. We got another stop to make.
Sure.
I don't suppose you caught how casually commanding he is, too.
Yeah. All right. I'm here. Where is he?
Just over there, Allfather. Sir?
Chief, it's been too long. What's the issue now?
No issue at all if you're trying to build volatile death traps.
I approve these designs personally, and not all that recently, I might add. Did you just wake up with the urge to be a pain in my ass?
Yeah. Who's the cut? You training pickpockets?
You know what, Derlin? You reek of cheap mead, and that is by far your most endearing characteristic. Now listen up. It's me, your entire economy, speaking. I want you to know that I have confidence in you. Confidence you can deliver me these machines as promised, on time, on budget, and of course, safely. The dwarves have never let me down, and they're not about to start now. Right? Good. Okay, son, I'm gonna let you catch your breath. When you're ready to get to work and start getting those answers, meet me in my study down the hall. Oh, and help yourself to a change of clothes.
Jesus Christ. That is a okay. That is a masterclass in establishing a villain in one cutscene. Oh my God! I just okay. Hang on. After all the terrible things I've heard about Odin, I never expected him to be so respectful of me. Back at the cabin when he invited me to Asgard, and since arriving here, he seems genuinely interested to know who I am and what I think. I know I can't trust him too far, but it's nice to be listened to. I feel safer around him than I thought I would. Let's see what answers he has for me. Oh, God. Yeah, we now see exactly why Odin is as terrifying as he is. And you know the best part? Did you catch the fact that he can so casually teleport across realms in seconds? Pinpoint precision, too. Goes straight... I mean, he does it all over the place, but the most impressive one is outside Atreus' room. He's like, hang on, put your books down. All right, he goes directly to Durlin. All right, what? Okay, cool. And then goes right back into Atreus' room. No, that was Svartalheim. Yeah, that was Svartalheim. Like, he went here, like, in the middle of town, where they're building weapons. Admittedly, if it wasn't Svartalheim, then that does make that substantially less impressive. But I didn't think Durlin, who was in Svartalheim, would suddenly be in Asgard. It's possible, I suppose. I can't argue against the idea.
Guess I could try this on. It has less mud on it anyway. Nice.
Yeah, thanks, Heimdall, for getting all that mud on it, so I have a reason to...
Whoa, I can use this.
...put on their gear. Count the load time. Sure. I mean, he's just such a nice guy, you know? Yeah, Durlin was he was a kid. Nice little touch, actually. Question is, did Odin catch on to that? He's no Heimdall, after all. Oh my God.
Whoa!
Loki, right? Gotta say, the irony of this isn't lost on me. This was his room, you know?
His?
My brother's.
Your brother?
Modi?
Ah, your brother. Really? I had no idea.
Uh-huh. And now it's yours. Enjoy. Daughter. Relax. You've got some pretty small shoes to fill.
That's Thor's kid. Thor's other kid.
We're better off without him, Loki. Trust me. Walk with me.
Also, as an aside, have you noticed that one other thing Odin loves to do is to pin people against each other so that they focused on each other rather than their actual source of the problems, which is him?
Don't forget your sword.
Yeah, she's Thor's daughter.
Someone will clean that up.
Yeah, it was the only room that was available for a guest.
So,
do you not want to give our guest an ample place for them to stay and rest?
What kind of sword is that?
It's new. One of a kind. My father gave it to me for Valkyrie training.
You're in Valkyrie training?
Got time to talk about it? I was just heading to the Great Hall. But if you need to go to work, Grandfather's study is just down those stairs.
Or we could talk? No? No talk? There we go.
So how do you become a Valkyrie?
First, I train till I'm the best I can be. Then I wait till Grandfather notices. And then I hope he and my dad can convince Mom it's okay.
You know, my father and I, we encountered a whole bunch of Valkyries.
Wait, what? Where? Promise to tell me everything.
I promise.
Mother, did you meet Loki?
Oh, now he's got you involved with this?
Involved with what? I'm being friendly. Isn't that diplomacy?
You understand who this is, right? What his father did? Why does he want him here?
Mom! Come on, you're embarrassing me.
We'll talk about this later.
Discussing this in her earshot, you absolute idiot. I must have done something wrong. I'll get her. Do not.
I suggest you go about your business with the Allfather.
Sorry about her. Mom's, right? So, did you want to look around some more, or do you really need to get to work?
No, I'm cool with looking around. How do we look around?
Honey doesn't spoil. Stop being weird. I am not being weird. You're being weird. Oh, seriously.
This is going to sound really horrific, but what do you want to bet the only reason she's a decent person is because her grandfather hasn't gotten his hooks into her yet?
Except more politely, I assume. Except considerably more politely, yes.
Please do not involve me in your pathetic attempts to impress one another.
Huh?
Come on. You haven't had enough Heimdall in your day? Let's go.
Can't blame him, I suppose.
Keep discussing this in her earshot.
Don't run off. I don't want to get in trouble if you disappear.
Right.
Do not.
Listen, whatever Grandfather is having you do, remember, this is your chance to prove yourself. That's all that some of us want.
Oh, yeah. I'll try to do some good.
I can't wait to kill Heimdall. I'm already looking forward to it. Of course, I can't wait to kill Odin either. Excuse me.
Catch you later.
I'm not sure about Thor yet.
Yes, I understand. Yes. Do you see me nodding and saying, yes, I understand? Uh-huh. Yes. Yes, all right. Mm-hmm. You see, this is you not letting me talk. No, Hugin, I don't need my ears cleaned. I need you to stop croaking and accept the answer you know I'm about to give.
I was just looking at this.
That old thing. I've had that since... Huh. Who can remember?
You have a name?
Ingrid.
Really?
Sure, why not? Take it, if you like it that much.
For real?
Consider it a perk of the job.
Thank you. I mean, really?
And they say I'm the bad guy. Come on, let's walk.
Where did he get Ingrid from? Yeah, he's already talking about a job.
You're welcome.
Everyone's got me all wrong. You think...
Oh, there it is. Ingrid. Of course, there's nothing there because it's bugged. Look at that. Come on, reload, reload. Come on, come on, come on. Hey, there we go. Okay. Damn, doesn't say.
Or drives me, or power, wealth? Nah, never have. You know what drives me? What I really want? I want answers. Same as you. See, mortals have it easy. When they push up against life's big questions, they can look to us to give them meaning, divine comfort. We both know that's a sham. But when we have questions, why are we here? To give meaning to mortals while living without it ourselves? No. We're more than that. And I found something that proves it.
I think he's being honest there.
What is it?
It's what drives me. You feel it, don't you?
Feels like
What is that?
knowledge. Truth.
All truth. All the answers. We could find out why we're here, learn how to change our fates, stop Ragnarok for good, maybe. Save the people we love.
How?
I was a young god when I found it.
By the way, did you notice how he transitioned there? He started off by saying the first thing he wants, which is the answers and the truth. And then he transitions into stopping Ragnarok, saving the ones we love, which is, of course, what Atreus wants.
Lifetimes studying it, following every clue down every dead end, looking for and finally unearthing this. You see that? It shares the same mystical energy.
It opened a crack. Can we just look inside?
I wouldn't recommend that.
What's the broken mask for?
You recognize any writing on it?
No, Colin Palooza. Nor the comic it's based on.
These aren't from the Nine Realms. Smolder. Obsidion Ispitha. From smoldered earth and obsidian spark and a field of battles never fought.
Are you certain? Because if that's a clue, I know what it means.
And what's that?
Keep working with me and find out. You don't have to kill anyone. You don't have to betray your father or yourself. Come on, I know you felt what I felt. The answers are in there. Let's get them. I mean, you translated this language like it was nothing.
If I do help you, what's next?
Thor! Get down here!
All father.
Don't do that! What's next is chasing this down. Take this, and this stealthy side of beef, and see where it takes you.
I don't promise anything.
Nonsense. Happy hunting. And you, go easy on him, you hear me?
Two things. Yeah, definitively realm travel, by the way. But thing number one. You caught the Athena parallel, right? And the fact that, at first I thought it would just might be a coincidence. Color scheming doesn't necessarily imply that kind of a thing. But that was the exact same tone and shade of the color that they used for Athena back in God of War 4. And the fact that Atreus was so effortlessly able to translate it means it's probably frickin' Greek. I find it fascinating to consider that Odin would be so mystified by something from another realm, because there's a logic to that. If anything, it prompts another question in the back of my mind. How did Kratos travel the realms? And not even realms. How did he travel planes? Yeah, sorry, no. Apparently she was green in 3. She was kind of a weird bluish in 4. My bad. Still, that is the exact same color. I've got a picture right here of how she looked back in 3. And yeah, Athena's whole shtick was ascending above gods. Interesting. Yeah, they have mentioned other realms, or other... I keep saying realms. Other planes. Makes me wonder. Hmm.
Muspelheim? The rest of the mask is here?
It's where Allfather dropped us. What do you think? Just take that and do your damn job.
Oh yeah, and the second thing is now we get Thor as a freaking companion. It should be interesting. At least he won't be ranged this time.
Where are we going?
How the fuck am I supposed to know? Allfather thinks that you know what you're doing, so do it.
That's a weird form of a compass. Yep, it's time for Thor and Loki to have an adventure together. God, yeah, Thor is just... I get it, game. It's just such... He's so broken. I feel so badly for this man.
Weird. Well, it seems like we go through this rock. I was gonna get that.
With those arms? Let's see what Loki and that shiny toothpick thing.
Oh, I'm sorry. Apparently the sword is my companion now.
Oh, Ingrid! Nice move!
Are we gonna find out who Ingrid is in this game, by the way? I don't want spoilers of what she is. Just if we get an answer. You know what it could be, too? We're assuming that Athena is the source of the correlation. What if she's just related to the correlation? What if Athena was seeking the same thing that the mask is from? That's actually the connecting point. You know, the higher plane, ascending, whatever thing. And thus the rift is whatever she was trying to reach up to.
I'll check.
Exactly, Kira White Noise. Exactly.
Up there. It looks like there might be a ledge we could reach. If we...
Too slow.
Hey! Ah! You can't just grab people like that.
No, what else will I do? Throw you? Stay young.
You know who Thor reminds me of immediately? And I'm not going to go fully into it.
There's things up there hitting us with fire. Use your bow already. This one's yours.
Emmett Selk. Look at his body language. Look at the way he carries himself. Listen to the way he talks. There's just weight there.
You know, I took my blood payment from your father for what happened to my sons. But I haven't taken it from you. Yet.
What do you mean?
Later. Don't want to keep the All-Father waiting. Speaking of which, mask.
Right.
Yeah, like, even when he's trying to sound menacing, he actually sounds bored. Just, you can actually feel the weight there, the pain, the dragging down.
The Alpha.
Still can't do anything with yellow.
We need to head through those rocks. Hey, can you... Yeah, that.
Just imagine what it can do to bone.
You want to talk about blood payment? What about the giants you killed? They were my family. Thamur, Ronair, they were your people too.
The giants were a blight on the Nine Realms, and I reveled in every single one of their deaths.
Let's just change the subject. You know, last time Father and I were here, we beat every one of Surtur's trials. Think you could...
Don't play me.
Honestly, Thor reminds me of a Kratos who never tried to be better. Who just decided, I am a monster, and moved on from that. Which, if you remember, Kratos came extremely close to doing that in God of War 2, specifically.
Modi had some problems, but he was my son. And the only reason you aren't mush right now is because of that broken piece of wood.
Look! Clearly neither of us can do this mission alone. And I want to impress the Allfather just as much as you do. You don't have to like me, but we're gonna have to trust each other. Just a little bit.
Trust.
Oh god, a Kratos who never opposed Zeus.
You take this one, kid. Good form overall, but not aggressive enough in my opinion.
You're more than welcome to step it up.
This is me trusting you.
You know, horrible thought. If Zeus was more clever, more subtle and horrible in his methods, there's a chance Kratos may have never broken free of him.
So where's the mask saying to go? Hey, kid, where's the mask pointing us?
Working on it.
The mask is, pulling this way. We'll have to find some way down.
Sure thing.
I wasn't playing you, by the way. The trials are fun. Don't you ever have fun? You're so different from your daughter. She seemed...
Hey, come look at this.
Thor, what the... Wait, Surtur's shrine.
You didn't die over there, did you?
No, but I was thinking...
Well, that's your problem.
The trials are just past that cliff. Might be something you and Dude should do together.
First we deal with them.
Come on, Thor! Just check them out! What have you got to lose?
That's right. Just try it.
Getting tired?
Not in the slightest.
I just had a really horrible thought. So I was sitting here trying to process why Atreus is being so kind to Thor.
Not in the slightest.
And then it just kind of occurred to me. No, he's not being nice to Thor. He's nice to everybody. And you're probably thinking, why is that horrible?
Too easy.
You ever see the trope that you can turn any enemy into an ally, right?
Another ogre?
Defeat means friendship, however you want to think of that.
Maybe a little worried. Can I get some help here?
No.
We're short on time. I'll humor.
The really horrible thing about that is that it doesn't always work. There are some people you just cannot reach out to. So here's the horrible thought.
Moving on.
I think he's going to successfully reach out to Thor. I think Thor is someone that is reachable. But you'll notice he's kind of approaching Odin in the same general manner. And I don't think he's going to successfully reach Odin.
The Allfather's waited hundreds of winters. He can wait a little more. It's fun.
Fine. Stay right here.
Yes, sir. That should keep him busy for a while. Hopefully.
Come on. Give me a challenge.
Now to get to that shrine.
Giga, have you ever reached a hand out to someone who stabbed you for it in real life? Because I have.
Thor's still busy. I should get to that shrine. Hey, Ingrid. Do you trust the Ace here? I mean, I know I can't trust them. I just need them to trust me. But that's only gonna happen if they think I trust them. Yeah. My father and I visited this place the last time we were in Muspelheim. Feels like forever ago.
You know the worst part about those kind of abusers? They make other people worse too. Less likely to reach out, less likely to be friendly.
There's the shrine. Can't you guys go fight Thor or something?
I like, by the way, how you can still hear Thor fighting up there.
Where are these things coming from?
I knew it, King of Pudding. It all makes sense. Good night, Chaluto.
Hey, Gerboda?
You know, for someone who was trained as a warrior, you are tragically easy to startle.
I didn't. What are you doing here?
A girl can't visit a shrine of her own volition?
You're here for Sorter's marble.
Maybe.
You're out looking for more giant marbles? You know what this looks like, right?
Like the life story of one of our people? And also maybe a storage closet.
A little bit.
No. This looks an awful lot like Defying Destiny.
The question is, what are you doing here?
Rewriting my story.
Odin gave that to you?
It's not. Well, he did, but it's not. I'm not working with him. I would never tell him anything about Ironwood if that's what you're worried about.
Then don't say that out loud, you idiot.
Definitely not serving him.
Prophecy's words, not mine. I've got a marble to find. You're welcome to help if you want.
Fine. But are you sure you're up for breaking the rules like this? There aren't any prophecies of you collecting any marbles.
Our endings haven't been written, right? Come on, champ. Oh, hello there. A sentient sword. Huh. Another marble. Surtur's. No soul in it, though.
So he's still out there somewhere. A while back, you talked about how the giants left. You ever think about them?
All the time. They're far from here. Far from Odin and Thor. But I wonder what lands they've gone to. What seas they've crossed. Why?
I want to find them. I'm gonna save my father, and then I'll find them. It's starting.
Oh, Thrud. Easy answer.
Not Surtur, that's for sure. Look at all that frost.
Sinmara.
Don't think I've heard of her before. And here comes Surtur.
Wow. This must have been some fight.
Yeah, until it... wasn't?
They just stopped?
Oh, no. Look, it's because they fought together.
Looks like they even became friends.
That's not friendship.
Good friends.
Are they?
Yeah. I think they are.
Oh, well that's... good for them.
But it looks like their... love caused them to combine into some kind of huge creature.
Weird.
Ragnarok.
And then...
Ragnarok destroys Asgard.
Right. I saw that in Groa's shrine.
Well, that was... something. Oh, hey, remember the snake we put that soul in?
Can't really forget that.
I saw it. It's getting bigger. Like, faster than normal bigger.
Yeah, I had a feeling that would happen.
Huh. I'm gonna hang back here. Don't want your, friend to see a giant he missed.
Of course. Just be careful. Please.
You too, Loki.
Yeah, no. Definitely Jormungandr. It's Anubis! Ah!
Hey, Ingrid. Think Thor died from...
You thought you could defeat the god of thunder?
Oh.
Yeah, time to hurry back.
Of course.
I admit, there was. There were mountains of corpses by the time I finished. Cut down like meat. Lava ran red with their blood. True.
Great. You want to help down here?
Wouldn't think you'd need my help if you beat all those trials. Or did you just watch your father do it? Hey, what's taking so long? You wouldn't believe the scores of these things I just killed. It was glorious. I think you're right. Thrude wouldn't. She'd be faring better than you, at least.
I'm pretty sure it's more like the only thing Thor likes anymore is fighting. He's really, really good at it. And he's been used as a cudgel for years. Possibly longer. They're both thinking. No moral quandaries, no guilt. Point me at a target, the target goes away.
You could have done that at any time.
You seem to be handling yourself well enough. I was trusting you. So, where to?
Let me check. Looks like we need to head through that gate. Thor?
That is impressive. Real god stuff.
You are a god.
You're damn right.
And so am I.
I mean, like 8th god.
It's here. This is the spot.
Well, where is it? In the lava?
I don't know. No! Ah! Damn it!
Some advice. Sticking your hand in lava is never gonna feel good.
Wasn't thinking.
Good. It's better that way.
Oh.
All right, let's get out of here. Oh. Don't try to play me again. You're an okay kid. You're still a giant, and I'll revel in killing you too.
What did you do? Loki. The rift got brighter. Look, you did it.
Look, one of these phrases is complete now. We can read it all.
But you can't translate it.
Not yet.
See, I got a little theory. I think if we can find the rest of this, we can use it to look into that without, you know, losing an eye or worse. Look at this. We make a good team. Don't we? Don't we? Make a good damn team?
Just like you and Baldur.
You both behave out there?
Thor was really great. I learned a lot from him.
You learned something from him? Really now? Okay. What did you teach the kid?
Nothing. What could I possibly teach him?
Exactly. Ah, I was wondering where that went. Actually, I had a pretty good idea. Change of heart.
I'm not really sure why I came to Asgard. But I realize now it wasn't to be a spy. I need you to know you can trust me. And if I'm gonna help you take this to the end, I need to be able to trust you.
And trust is earned. I get it. Take this, figure out the rest of it. If you're staying, that is.
You're gonna tell me what you're really looking for in there.
Translate that, and I'll tell you everything. And on that, young man, you can trust me.
Yeah, trust him to be a horrifically horrible... Well, normally I'd say a horrifically horrible human being, but, Yeah. Yeah.
You always this hard on Thor? Seems like you're mad at him or something.
Ooh, getting nosy. Getting personal. No, I get it. But it's nothing like that. It's... Well, to be honest, it's the only language he understands. I'm serious. Go ahead and try being nice to him. See where that gets you.
Oh my god. No, it's completely reasonable that I'm constantly a dick to my son and abuse him and talk violently to him. Because, after all, it's the only language he understands. I mean, trying to be nice to him isn't going to work. I bet you money right now that being nice to him would actually work in the end. Because, you know, duh. Everything I just said earlier.
So, about the sword. Is Ingrid the name of the soul inside it? I wonder why I can't hear her.
Soul? Who said anything about... Look, son, some free advice. You don't want to let anyone catch you talking to your sword, all right? It's a bad look.
But there is a soul in the sword that we can talk to. This guy! This freaking guy! Oh my god. He is so horrifically evil. I'll rob your stuff now. Yeah, no, the actor is just nailing it. It's so horrific. See you around, Dark Day. Have a good evening. I mean, it's not like Zeus was a bad villain, but this is just crushing it.
Hey, you're back.
That's rude.
How was it? Did Father behave himself?
Yeah, I mean, better than I would have expected, I guess.
Is that the sword from Grandfather's study?
Oh yeah, her name's Ingrid.
Hi, Ingrid. Wow, All-Father must really trust you. Well, glad you survived your first day.
Hey, me too.
Tomorrow, we talk about Valkyries.
Definitely. Well, this has been a weird day. Exactly.
Oh, God. So, yeah, I'm not a fan of the Warcraft Odin, something I've been very vocal about for many years.
Am I taking upstairs to see other people?
Yes, please.
Okay.
You got this. Do you need me to carry? You can do this. I'm very strong. Please don't throw that.
just so you know, while pigs don't fly, they do make Zans fly and crash in very painful ways.
It's true. It's true. Do you have the bruise, by the way?
No, it's not bruised.
Okay, good. I mean, I guess it doesn't
It
matter.
is probably going to be bruised. It is just not currently bruised.
Do you remember when I fell down the stairs that one time and I had that watermelon-sized bruise?
Yep.
That's kind of what I'm picturing.
It's kind of what it feels like.
Yeah, I can tell.
It's not skin, it's all muscle.
No, I can tell. I can see it in your back.
Yep.
Thank you for ordering foods. And for the drink, which I'll have later. She brought down some cider for me.
Ginger ale.
Oh, I'm sorry. That is ginger ale. Oh, that's even better. That's even better. She and everyone went to the Harvest Festival yesterday. And there was a pig race. And there was an incident. I was about to get drunk. This isn't going to do it for me. I have a huge alcohol tolerance. I've actually never been drunk in my whole life. And I have made the effort more than once. There is an Odin in Warcraft. He's a dick and he's a villain. But he's not even at the level of Zeus. Never mind the level of this Odin. Just yeah, anyways. It's okay though, his boots are super shiny. Yeah, you'll see Warcraft Odin when we do the Legion review. I intend to talk about him quite a bit. Yeah, there's a soul in your dagger, too. It's a hell of a transition. You know what I love about that? It is common narrative pacing to follow good with bad and bad with good, right? It's really normal, right? Things go well, that's when the hammer drops. And after a really bad thing, that's when you lift the characters back up, right? It's very normal, very common. What I love about that sequence we just saw is in execution and pacing and tone. You'd think that what just happened was a good thing, but it wasn't. What just happened was a bad thing. That was the bad thing, because we'd already been on the upswing. We made peace with Freya. We helped her connect with her brother. She had some very good personal moments for herself and for her own character development. You know, good things had been happening. We were on an upswing, so naturally it was time for the hammer to fall. What we just saw might be the worst thing that could have happened. Like, I would have to think about it. And my favorite part is Atreus has mentioned several times that he knows he can't trust them. And yet he's still thinking about it. That's where real insidiousness lies. I don't want to get too philosophical, but the really insidious stuff tends to bother me, because true insidiousness can still manipulate you when you know it's manipulating you. When you are aware and cognizant and ready and prepped, cautious and able, Atreus is walking a tightrope and knows it, and it doesn't matter because he is falling right into it. And of course, this is why Kratos is freaking the hell out right now.
Good morning, brother. No news, I'm afraid.
I have a plan.
Do you now?
Is it crazy? Yes.
The Norns. You found them once. Could you do so again?
I could try, but I don't see how that would
They
help.
are the fates of these lands, are they not?
I have some experience with fates.
I would know what they know.
You may not find them cooperative.
As long as I find them. Where do we search?
Midgard. But if Atreus is in Asgard, there's no getting him back without an army. We should be raising one.
Yes, nothing like a catastrophic war to improve the situation. The boy seems quite capable. Perhaps if you simply give him some time.
You are not free of blame here. You encouraged his foolishness, his confusion. I do not seek war. But if Odin has stolen my son, do not doubt the lengths I will go to.
Your nature has always been clear, Kratos. But you, Freya. War is a first resort. That's not the Freya I knew. I hope the Norns can give you the counsel you need. Perhaps mine is no longer of use here.
Tyr, stop. This is no time to divide ourselves further. Come, sit, please.
You have been quiet.
Frankly, I'm surprised you, of all people, would seek out fate. But your instincts haven't let us down so far. Let's find the Norns.
Time to play Guild Wars 2. Yeah. The last time the Fates denied Kratos, it didn't go particularly well. Now things are a little bit different.
I offer him counsel. I only hoped to help the boy find his answers. And I failed. What's my role in all this now?
Tyr, you're at the center of this. You always have been. That's why Odin imprisoned you in the first place. He's terrified of you.
I doubt that very much.
It's the truth. And not just because of prophecies. No one has ever united the realms as you once did.
That is not who I am anymore.
I know you feel that way now. I've lost myself before. More than once, but believe me, there is something beyond that.
And what is that?
Purpose. Purpose is the path that leads you to yourself.
So you would have me accept my fate? Lead your armies into war, secure your vengeance.
If securing our justice is not your purpose, then find another. For your own sake.
Notice he deliberately calls it vengeance, and she deliberately calls it justice. Just interesting. Yeah, so time to find out how another aspect of the world building works.
Does it hurt?
Oh, this? Only when I worry.
How would Atreus get to Asgard?
I'm sorry, but you'd have to ask Odin. He's got control of every path. I know how highly you esteem our expertise on such things, so I'm sure that's disappointing. He's just been one step ahead of us.
Hang on! I got something for you. Sindri!
Coming!
Before you go traipsing off into the dawn, I thought you'd like to have this back. Well, don't go getting too cheery about it. But you're welcome.
I've collected what we need to find the Norns. Shall we go?
Madam Neathog? Madam Neathog, where have you gone?
Neathog? I suspect we may have consequences to look forward to.
You know, I'm going to say something very awful. I really like Kratos and Freya as just purely as a play combo. Don't mistake me, I always liked playing with Atreus, but Freya's even better. That's all I'm saying.
The boss is right there, sweating bricks on Main Street, and you're gonna go hit his tie right now? Dick move. Move.
But he...
Squirrel.
Ah, Master Kratos, my apologies. Madam Neathog's disappearance weighs heavily on my mind.
She a friend of yours?
Less a friend than another longtime tenant of the tree. She was here even before I arrived, and that was ages ago. To even think something could keep her away from her babies. Terrible, just terrible.
Can we apologize for killing her, please? Can we do that? Okay, cool. We're just gonna leave then. All we do in these games is make enemies.
We are certain Atreus could not still be in Midgard.
I was just there and found no trace. If Odin invited him, he must have provided a way.
No, that is not the only explanation. Tell me where we find these Norns.
I discovered some of their threads near the frozen lake. I stashed one for spellcrafting, but we may also use it to find them. Just remember, they really don't want to be found.
Well, at least things will be difficult for a change.
I mean, wouldn't it be appropriate if Ratatoskr was like the super optional? It's like, alright, you killed all the Valkyries.
And head to the lake.
Time to fight a squirrel.
How I've missed the freezing gusts and constant raider attacks.
Well, that's because they believe Kratos is responsible for Fimbulwinter, and that killing him will end it.
Where would they get an idea like that?
From me, of course.
Of course.
Come.
Well, that explains that rune at the very beginning of the game.
Quiet. She is a friend. Now.
Better they get this from you. Once the wolves have the scent of the Norns, we'll just need to follow their lead.
I will open the gate.
I was gonna say, consider this camera control and then try to hit at this tiny, fast squirrel.
Their fur is matted. When did you last brush them?
They are wolves.
And matted fur leads to disease. Take care of them, and they'll take care of you.
Also, a minor point. You know how we talked about trust factor? Well, let me talk about it for the 5,000th time. Trust factor is how much you trust a given work. Usually the writers, but sometimes the director, the actors. It's how much you feel what they're doing is deliberate. Okay? Reasoning? Well, if someone acts out of character in a scene, then that could be bad writing, or bad acting, or bad directing. But it could also be a deliberate hint, storytelling and all that kind of stuff. It could be something that they're doing in order to accent the scene. Point in case, you notice how Kratos is much more trilogy Kratos, and has been since we switched back to him, which makes perfect sense. He's probably just tying himself into knots right now about this whole situation. The mere fact that he's actively seeking out the local fates says all it needs to, but that extra little flavor is coming from his performance.
Brother, what exactly do you intend to ask the Norns?
How I may find my son.
You don't imagine it's a chance to clear up all this mess about prophecy? Perhaps get a second opinion on your alleged demise.
You didn't tell me you had a death prophecy?
When Atreus and I reached Jotunheim, we found a hidden mural.
Oh yeah, one other really minor point. I know that lies and truth are a huge theme of this game. The nature of how Odin lies and also tells the truth. The nature of how Atreus keeps his hidden secrets. Have you noticed how Kratos has actually started being a lot more open and honest this whole game? With a whole bunch of people, too. Obviously, Freya's the one he's being honest to right now, but he's been opening up to a lot of people this game, and I think it's really indicative of how far he's come.
They herself had foreseen our entire journey long ago. Who we would meet, who we would fight. All of it, as it happened.
But you aren't dead.
That image was from a time yet to come.
I see. You've never struck me as someone who fears death. That's not the problem, is it?
No. Death can have me when it earns me.
Then maybe it's not the future that bothers you. Faye sent you on your journey, and she made sure you'd see that image at the end of it. And you're still not sure why.
I wish to speak of this no further.
That is an interesting question, isn't it? Why would Faye say that? You know, make sure that he sees that.
How will we find the Norns?
Watch the wolves closely. See how their heads point the way?
Honestly, no.
Well, the Lake of Nine has certainly seen better days. Raiders have made themselves quite at home. Not sure I've been back to these parts since our great battle with Seekron.
She speaks highly of that fight as well.
You know of that?
She told me all about it when she found me. She believed you could be an ally. Long before I believed it.
The Valkyrie Queen. An ally.
I'm the Valkyrie Queen. As Sigrun was stubbornly determined to remind me.
I should have guessed it was Seekron helping you recover yourself. She's so loyal, wise, clever, tall.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't take a love goddess to see where you're coming from.
See you around, Not Zero. Hopefully I'll see you in the VODs, at least. Do I think Kratos worries that Faye used him? Yeah, absolutely. Did you notice there's an undercurrent thread? Several times, every time Kratos and Atreus confront each other verbally, at some point or another in the argument, Atreus brings up their mother. And Kratos always slams down hard on that point. Because Kratos probably is having issues with his trust and his understanding of what happened with his deceased wife. What was she trying to tell me? Was she just using me? Why was she pushing in this direction? You know, there's this whole thing there. Yeah, exactly. Honestly, he's still recovering from what Athena did. Thanks, Athena. And so I feel like he is still doubting. And of course, he can't just walk up and say, hey, and ask her what was up. He has no ability to resolve or close the situation. So all he can do is worry about it.
This thread of fate we are tracing.
It's not somebody's life, if that's what you mean. The Norns use it to mark their way when they're outside of the well.
The Norns live in a well.
No. The Well of Earth, their home, is hard to explain. It's in no fixed place. Entrances come and go. A place wholly under their influence, where the intangible becomes tangible. Like being inside your own mind.
But if we go in together, are we in each other's minds? Not so sure I like the sound of that.
Yeah, you don't want to be in Kratos' head. That's not a pleasant place to be.
You encountered these Norns.
Brother, seems the wolves have led us here.
You gonna finish that sentence?
I just hope the Norns are somewhere indoors and warm. Safe to say, no, I have not missed Midgard in Fimbulwinter. Thank you.
We will see soon enough.
Watch the fire!
Excuse me.
Enemies to your left! Left flank! Incoming fire!
The way forward is magically sealed. Something in here is giving it power.
Well, that's a hell of a downgrade. I like the ability, though. Sure.
The hilt of a sword.
Brother, I know that sword hilt. Tread carefully. You of all people know how weapons can carry ghosts.
If it does not help us find the Norns, it can wait.
I feel a trace of their illusions here. I can try to dispel it. Oh, no. There's nothing here.
A false trail.
I'm afraid so. We'll have to see what else the wolves can find.
Typical Nornish mischief.
They know we're searching. I warned you they wouldn't make it easy.
And what's the hilt of a cursed king have to do with any of it?
Distraction? Coincidence? Who knows? I suppose they'd say we were fated to find it.
Have I encountered the Norns? No. Not personally. Freya's right. They have ways of discouraging visitation. Odin made his share of efforts. Wouldn't talk about what he found. Either he gave up, or he wanted to forget what he saw. Freya, you mind telling us what you experienced when you sought the Norns last time?
To be honest, the details are hazy. Like waking up from a dream. Mainly, I remember that nothing could be done to change my son's fate. Which only made me more determined to try.
More bloody drop.
You're on fire, Kratos! It will pass!
Whatever. Reminds me of tales of a cruel empress, one too angry to die.
You will see.
Brother, what of your story? You faced the fates of your homeland, yeah? The legends I heard about the ghost of Sparta were surely exaggerated.
Exaggerated?
Oh, not in the brazen bloodshed righteous fury part. The part where it said you travelled back in time itself to win a battle once lost. It's strange credulity, obviously. I mean, a rumour about Thor knocking the world serpent back in history from Ragnarok is one thing.
It is the truth. The threads of fate span all life and time. The Sisters of Fate abused their power. When I challenged them, they threatened to undo my existence. So I killed them and turned their power on Zeus.
That's the most dangerous and irresponsible thing I've ever heard. These Norns have no such magic, nor does anyone in these realms that I've ever seen.
Aye, can you imagine? If it existed, Odin would have it. And if Odin had it, we'd be 5 shades more fucked than we are already.
I would not ask them to change the past, even if they could. I only want information.
And that's quite dangerous enough, in my experience.
Yeah, I don't want to picture an Odin with the power of the Greek fates. That does not sound pleasant. As I said during the lore run, the fates pretty much ran the Greek mythos. Greece.
There. How was Sigrun when you saw her last?
She's still incorporeal, ever since Kratos set her free of her corrupted form. But she hasn't let that stop her from helping any way she can. The truth is, I owe her more than I can repay.
I doubt she'd see it that way. When we freed her, she could speak of little else but her reverence for you. Seeing you yourself again would surely be payment enough.
This is the area. Let's see. I feel something. In this direction.
It's loot!
Another illusion. It's coming from this wall. The Norns are hiding something. Oh, no.
I'm not sure which one they will do, Pillars of Snow.
Another dead end.
But I know the one I want them to do, which is Egypt.
A trap!
Legion on the left!
That's all of them. You know, this search will only get more dangerous.
Then we keep looking.
Back to the wolves, then.
Truthfully, no. I have no such certainty, Lord Harriman. I'm guessing in a vacuum. I try to keep my ear to the ground when it comes to news of certain franchises, and I haven't heard anything about this one. Not where it's going, not ports, not DLC, not expansions.
Tell me more
Nothing.
of your homeland.
It was violent and cruel.
Sounds no different from these lands.
It was warmer.
That's... I mean, it's true.
The wolves have picked up another trail. Keep following their heads.
And Jupiter's like, what are you doing? Well, that's another thing. This feels like the same game as God of War 4, narratively. It doesn't feel like Part 2 or Chapter 2. It feels like Chapter 1. Now, that's fine. I'm not, making fun or deriding. They probably saw pretty early on that stretching the whole game out into the 2 parts was just going to be bonkers to do, especially at the production values they're demanding. So, they split it into 2, and that was honestly probably the correct decision. Excuse me. That's what I would have done. Having said that, if you asked me what I think is the most likely thing to happen next, I think the single
This way.
most likely thing to happen is that another team will work on the next God of War game. Most developers who've worked on a single franchise IP, or in some cases even just a project, for, what, 6, 7, 8 years? Something like that? They're ready to move on to something else. That's right, it could be bad and it could be good. That's kind of a who-knows situation.
There. Can you cut a way through the ice?
Oh, are the Norns making magical ice walls now?
No. I think the water just froze.
More of your friends.
I didn't tell them to be here.
So, it's actually pretty simple, Trihexia. All you have to do is think about all the things that the algorithm cares about, and then go down the list and realize that I don't do any of those things. That's why the algorithm buries me.
Give them what for?
If you create a search engine to promote
The Norns did to trick.
the color green, and someone keeps doing videos about the color purple, what do you think is going to happen?
All these raiders into guarding them. Not that they have any idea that's what they're doing.
Yeah, no, Kira Whitenose is correct. I don't want to sound too negative about my so-called fellow YouTubers, but most of the truly successful, and I mean the truly successful YouTubers, don't make content anymore. They make money. If you actually sit down and follow the trend of the highest earners and the highest performers on YouTube, then what you see is effectively a whole bunch of cheap television, which is exactly what YouTube wants. Like actual shows, a lot of reality TV, a lot of drama, a lot of focusing on certain topics.
Thank you for your help. I know this was not your focus.
The sooner we find your son, the sooner you'll be able to focus.
I just hope it works.
Just the same. Thank you.
A fine sentiment, but write her a bloody note when we're out of the cold, brother.
There it is.
Okay, I feel something. It's stronger this time. Over here.
Yeah, how many of you are already tired of the YouTube polls? That's an old thing at this point, by the way. That's a couple of years old now. Yeah, no kidding, Von Falkenstein.
This way.
But until I take over the world and establish QTube, I think it's gonna change. Oh god, yeah, then there's the poll ads, which are just...
We found it.
Ah, isn't it always the third place you look?
Don't worry about it, Lord Aramount.
Is everyone hearing that creepy whisper?
It is like an itch in the mind.
It means we've stepped into their domain. Be ready for anything.
Illusions.
Projections, possibly. But assume nothing. There's no telling what manner of creature they've made unwitting guards.
Delightful.
Kratos, Ghost of Sparta, Bane of Olympus, Destroyer of Fate, Cruel Striker, Bringer of War, Weapon of the Gods, turned against his creators. He faces a redemption he knows he can never deserve. He cannot change.
Are we in our own minds yet? He certainly seemed real enough.
I hate to tell you, the parts in your mind will be real too.
Wait.
Seems he was guarding that way outside.
No, you're right, Sean. I mean, Lord knows Apple and Amazon have been trying very hard to become television, too. To pick this specific industry.
This place almost looks familiar, but different. Like a confused memory.
Rather hostile memory at that.
These fates should know I will not be deterred.
Yeah, they should also know that we kind of have a habit of getting our way. Whatever happens to be in our way.
Freya of the Vanguard, Master of Magics, Queen of the Valkyries, Witch of the Woods, Frigg of Asgard, Destroyer of all she would hope to protect. She always finds something to blame. I can't
No, Lothario. God almighty, no. PFR, Lothario. PFR. You'll notice I have been doing most of the side quests. 100%ing? No.
Mimir of the Aesir.
Ah, here we go.
Counselor to kings. Mary Wanderer of the woods. Robin of the good fellows.
Let me guess. I'm a long-winded know-it-all and I cannot change? See? You forgot smartest man alive.
Thank you, Mimir.
Well, certainly clinks like genuine hack silver.
Yeah. Come on, update. Update. There we go.
I suppose there's one small consolation to this ordeal. At least we won't have to introduce ourselves.
Don't credit your reputation, Mimir. They see the whole lives of any who approach them.
Well, looks like a boss arena. Alright, it's time to go ahead and fight the upcoming boss battle.